Hey guys, so remember I said that I was going to do like a little series of what happened to me when getting arrested and going to court and prison. So the last time I spoke about when I got arrested, and this time I want to tell you a bit about when I went to court and got sent to prison. So I went to court. I went through the door of the court, the Crown Court, and they like scanned me, to make sure that I'd not got anything that I wasn't guilty of. And yeah, so they scanned me, did all the checks, nothing. I went up. They told me like what courtroom I was in, so I went up to that courtroom, and I went into the courtroom. The judge asked me to like stand up as the judge came in, so I did all that. And then there's like listening to the prosecution and listening to my barrister to say what they had to say, and they spoke about that, how my dad had died and I'd been bullied and things like that. And then I went, and then after I did that, the victim said their what's it called? Victim statement thing, where they say like how it's affected them and blah 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 blah. And then the judge said to me, I'm sentencing you to 15 months, which is 7.5 months in custody and 7.5 months on licence. So, like they said, like take her down, like what you hear on the telly. So I had to go down these stairs to some like cells, and I was put in a cell, and I was there for about an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And then they came to my cell, opened the door. Well, first I had to be checked in. They had to like take everything out of my bag, put them into clear bags so that like they could see what I'd got and write down on what I'd got to take to the prison. And then, as I said, I was put in a cell for about an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And then after that, they said the bus is here. So I went to. So I went out. I went to this little lucky garage where there was a bus. Got on the bus, and they gave me like sandwich, bag of crisps, and a drink. Well, no, just a drink actually. I got, and they said that you'll be going to Newhall because I live in Sheffield. So because they send you to a prison that's closest to you. Like I think before they go to Armley, I think they go to Marshgate, I'm not sure. As I say, I think that's how men do. And so I went to Newhall prison because that's my closest prison. I was checked in, and there was like, you can have this, you can have that, you can't have this, you can't have that, they sorted me stuff out. And then everything got put into a big clear bag, and I got took to what they call a first night centre, which was E1. So I went there, and the first night I didn't cope and that because they'd said to me, "You got listeners." So I said, like, so they went in. I said I would like a listener, and they said it's very hard to get a listener at 9 p.m. So they gave me the number for Samaritans. And when I first got that, I was allowed like a 5-minute phone call with my family to tell them like what had happened. So I got like a 5 minute phone call with my mum where I told them, that I got 15 months. I got to serve 7.5 months in custody. So I did that, and then the next couple of days, I was allowed like 5 minute phone calls again. I was allowed like about 2 or 3 phone calls for about 15 minutes. So I did that with my mum, but then you had to write all your numbers down to get approved before you can call anyone. So my numbers didn't get put on for about 3 days, or was it 3 weeks, something like that. It didn't get put on for about 2 or 3 weeks. So I never spoke to my family for about 2 or 3 weeks. And, so I went to this first night centre, and you got about an hour's exercise at about 10 o'clock. You got locked back in your room for about 5 minutes in the day, and then you got let out for your dinner at about 25 to 12ish, where you had tables where you could sit with people. And then you got locked back in your room until the afternoon, and then you got let out for like association. And in the first night centre they had a pool table and like a air hockey table, so you had those to do. And yeah, so I managed okay on the first night centre, and you're there for about 2 weeks. So that's up to 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks they said to me, right, you go in onto another wing, pack all your stuff up. So I packed all my stuff up, and I went onto the wing next door, which was E2. It's like a high risk wing, basically. They're all single cells. So I went there, and that was different. You got like half an hour exercise in the morning, half an hour exercise at night, and on E1 they open the door to let you out for exercise. But on E2, if you wanted exercise, you had to press your emergency call button to tell them to come and open the door. So I did that. And worked it out about a couple of days after. No, about the day after. So yeah. So then on E2, you got let out for medication about 7:30. You got let out about 8 o'clock for like showers and exercise. And then about 8:30, you went like to college or work. I went to college, I did hairdressing. And then in the afternoon, like you came back, you had your dinner about 12 o'clock, and then you got locked straight in. And then at about 1:30, they came and opened the door. Open your door like for education, or if you didn't have anything, they just kept your door locked. So yeah, so I did all that, and while I was there, I saw what you call offender manager. So I saw her, and I'd said to her about if I could have a tag, and they said that because of my crime, because there was victims, I couldn't have a tag. So I said to them, I says, well, would I be able to go to an open prison? Because I'd spoke about it to someone on my Facebook. So they said, we will risk assess you for open prison. So they asked me like where I was living, where I was going back to. So I says, I'm going back to Sheffield. And they said like, where's your victims? So I said like where my victims lived. I said I'm not discussing about, I'm not saying where they lived. Obviously I know where they lived, but I'm not saying. And they says, right, well, you won't be going to that area. You won't be risk assessed to go to the area, so there shouldn't be a problem. So I went and I got, you know, and then about a month later, they came back and they said, just to tell you, you're going to Ascombe Grange to an open prison. So this says we're gonna do some more like getting paperwork left, and this is you'll. So I went and I was going to like this chapel service, and I went to like I was going to college, and they turned around, they pulled me out of college, and this says you need to speak to your probation worker in the community. So I spoke to him. It was blocked then. It's changed many times after. And they said, so you're going to Ascombe Grange? I was like, yes. So then I went, and this is right. So then my own meal worker came back. She says, just to tell you, it's been confirmed, and you're going to Ascombe Grange on Friday, sorry. So since that Monday, I started packing all my things up, ready to go to Ascombe. And then on the Friday, I was going, where's the bus? And they were like, oh, it's just going to take some toilet rolls to Ascombe Grange. I was like, oh, okay. And I liked going on exercise, so I was thinking, like, should I go on exercise? So I pressed the button, like, I wanted to go on exercise. And they said, you won't be able to go on exercise. The bus is nearly here to take you to Ascombe. So I was like, yeah, okay then. So I got on the bus to go to Ascombe. And yeah, that was completely different. So that is just what happened in closed. It was completely different in open, because in closed you had your dinners, your meals at like 20 past 12 and 4 o'clock, which are not really meal times, So yeah, so that is all for now. I've given quite, but also can I say that in closed it was quite hard, because obviously there was the story of Lucy Letby, the killer nurse or whatever she's been dubbed out. There's her, and one of the other wings there was the infamous Rose West. They've had like them. But I can actually tell you that there was one person that bullied me in Newhall. I got bullied once. And the wing that I was on, when I got bullied, I once pressed my emergency bell for the officers to come and get the person that was bullying me. And before the officers got there, some of the other prisoners came and were telling us to get out of my room. And then after that, the officers came, dragged her downstairs and sent her off to SIG, because she was putting others at risk. And so she got put in SIG, and then she came to see me about a week or two later and apologised and was, I'm having a bad time, which is not an excuse. We've all obviously done something wrong. Obviously that's why I was in prison, And they was like, well, if you can't manage it, you shouldn't have come to prison. Which, did I ask to go to prison? No, I didn't. I only found out on the 3rd of July that I was going to prison. So yeah. So that is just a short roundup of what happened when I went to closed. The next one I will do will be about going to open, where I will do quite a talk about that. So yeah, so that is all for now. This is a bit longer than what I normally do, but I hope this does give you an insight as to what happens in a prison. So that is all for now, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.